Hello, welcome to Christina's Knitting Catch-Up. I'm Christina, and you can find me on Ravelry as Chrissaah, that's C-H-R-I-S-S-A-A-H. Today is Friday the 14th of August, and I'm here in my house on my day off. So just in case you're wondering, this hoodie I'm wearing I actually made a year ago, and it's the Shilshol hoodie. And I'll link to that in the description, but it is my favourite hoodie. It's got pockets, very comfy, just fantastic. So I suppose I'd better get straight into what I've been knitting. I don't have anything finished this time, but I have got a few works in progress to show you. Firstly, this morning I cast on a sock. This is just a toe-up sock pattern using this sparkly sock yarn by Fiberwebs, and I just did this morning on size 2mm needles because I couldn't find my 2.25mm needles, which is really weird because I haven't used them yet. Very strange. So I cast these on 2s, and I used Judy's Magic Cast On, which is similar to the figure 8 cast on, except it's completely invisible. Well, you can see it because, you know, there's a point, but it's also invisible on the inside. Just looks like purling on the inside. So I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that's superb that it's invisible. And these are going to be just another pair of anatomically correct socks. You can see already there's more increases on this side than this side. So this is going to be where all my toes go. Yep. So I just started that this morning because I thought I'd better cast it on. Because I've been, talking about it for a while. The second thing on my needles is my Lobelia cardigan, which I've knit quite a lot of already. Can you see? You can sort of see these are the sleeves here. You can see the pretty fancy raglan increases going down here. Lovely. And I've knit about this much down from the armholes. There's my thread holding the armholes together. And I can't really show you any more than that because it's not at the point where I can really try it on yet. But this is made out of Rowan Angora Haze yarn, which is an Angora nylon wool blend. And it's very fluffy. You see how fluffy that is? It's so fluffy, and it's very, very soft as well. And I just love working on that because of the yarn being so soft. This is my third ball, and I have 11. So I think I'll be right. I'll totally be right. There's plenty of yarn there. Probably can make 2. And the third thing rather, that I've got on my needles is a lacy scarf that I'm making for my mum. I haven't knit too much yet, but she requested that I make her a fancy scarf that is double-sided, so it doesn't matter if your scarf flips over. It looks pretty on both sides. So all I did was I looked in my stitch dictionary and found a pretty scalloped edging stitch, and I substituted the wrong side purl rows for just wrong side knit rows, and that just made it double-sided. So it's not exactly the same on both sides, but it's similar, very similar. And the other nice thing about knitting a scarf in mainly knit stitches and no purl stitches is that it won't curl. You can see that the edge is not curling at all, whereas other scarves I've made have curled really badly when even after being blocked, because they're all knit on the right side and purl on the wrong side. So as I said, I just went into my stitch dictionary, which is this one, up, down, all around. And I chose the this one, waves edging. And all I did was, instead of purling on the wrong side, I knit on the wrong side, as well as the right side. So this is a really great stitch dictionary because it tells you how to do the stitches both up, top down and bottom up. So when I get to the other side of the scarf, I guess I'll alter it a little bit so that it's the same top down and bottom up. And I think I'll just do this one pattern in the scarf. I'm not going to change to a different lace pattern. But as I said, the good thing about it is that it won't curl. And here I've got a scarf that I knit in a lace pattern that did curl. As you can see, here's my scarf. It's all knit on the right side and purl on the wrong side. And it curls really badly. It curls to such an extent that when I wear it, it's a bit like a tube, which means you can't see the lace pattern, and it's just all a bit sad. It's a round scarf, and I don't like it very much anymore because it's just a tube. Yeah, I made this quite a few years ago now out of alpaca from the Braidwood alpaca shop, which is on the way to the coast. And I got some alpaca and I knit a little thing. I'm considering ripping that out and knitting it in a more, in a more double-sided pattern to make it easier for myself. And that's about it. I don't really have any more plans. I just want to finish these things and the socks and then move on to some more things that are in my stash. So about this, going back a bit, about this cardigan I'm knitting, the lobelia, about the lobelia, I'm actually entering that into a knit-along bit, which is being hosted by Andy of the Wonderwool podcast, and she's doing a turn of the season knit-along. So I'm knitting this for the turn into spring season that's happening here in Canberra, and hopefully it'll be a nice lightweight cardigan for spring. So I'm putting that into her knit along if I finish in time. I think I will. Okay, so that's pretty much all that's on my needles right now. So I'll move on to some other things. Firstly, something I like. I like 3 things this week. The first thing I like is this tea. Chamomile, honey and vanilla, and I'm drinking it right now, and it smells so nice. It's just beautiful, very refreshing and calming scent. It just makes me feel happy when I smell it. So that's one thing I like. Another thing I like is Daphne, which is also one of my favourite scents, and I have some Daphne blooming in my garden at the moment. Unfortunately, Daphne doesn't last very long, but when it is there, it smells just lovely. It's one of my favourite scents. So these 2 scents together, they're lovely. Bit weird to smell them together. And the third thing I like is a magazine, the Knitter magazine. And this is, well, it's the latest issue. It's number 87. And it's always got some really nice wearable designs in here. It also comes with a kind of a bonus pattern. And this time it's this lovely textured jumper. And I actually am considering making this. I thought I would make it in a slightly more fitted style with long fitted sleeves instead of these kind of bell sleeves. Pretty, isn't it? Nice little textured pattern, and it's called Jadis. Anyway, about the knitter. It's always got lovely, lovely designs in there. So let me just flick through and find something that's nice. It's also got lots of news, gossip, events. Isn't that nice? Nice wearable jumpers. It's got some pretty dreadful things in it too sometimes, like I don't think I like this one very much. But you know, whatever floats your boat. Pretty yarns, and there's some cute socks. It's just, I always find something that I really like in the knitter. Always. It's a pretty lace stole, wrap, scarf thing. Interviews with people. Homewares. There's a pretty cushion. And yeah, I really like the knitter. I actually have a bit of a collection of the knitter over there. I've got maybe 30 of them, just because I've been collecting them. And I throw out a lot of knitting magazines. Like I throw out Interweave Knits. I throw out all of the Australian ones because I think they're rubbish. But I always keep my knitters because I go back to them and look through and find inspiration. And I've knitted a few things from them, which has been really great. So that is something I really like this week. And let me just think now. I'll tell you a bit about my week. So as I mentioned last week, I had a concert on Sunday at school. That was fine. But this past week has been extremely busy and stressful for me, which is probably why I haven't got as much knitting done. But basically, I had to go in for once-off rehearsals 3 mornings this week, all at 7:20 in the morning, which is really hard for me because I suffer pretty badly from insomnia, especially when I have to get up early. So that was a kind of a fatal combination of things. It's stressful to have to go to these rehearsals because I had to run these rehearsals for the students, and I just couldn't sleep. And so there were 3 or 4 nights when I just couldn't sleep basically at all. And on the other night that I've had since then, I slept a bit, but I was still really tired. And this morning, I didn't have a rehearsal, but I actually went and had a job interview this morning, and that was at 8:30 on the other side of town. So again, I had to get up pretty early. They moved me back. I was at 9, and then they pushed me back to 8:30. So basically, I'm running on very little sleep, and I'm suffering for it now. I'm really glad this is my day off because I can do a bit of rest and do some cleaning that I've been behind on all week. But yeah, what a shocker. It's just been really hard. Sorry to complain, but it's all my own fault. It's just because I can't sleep. It's just the sleep problem really wears me down. Also, I went to the physio last week on Thursday, and because I have stomach pain relating to my surgery at the end of last year, but also because of my stupid muscles from just years of being in pain. And anyway, my physio gave me some new exercises to do, some with this exercise band, so like a resistance kind of thing with my legs, and it's really given me a bad flare-up of pain in my stomach, and the pain is around where my appendix was, I guess. I've got muscles in there that are just super sensitized and weak, and they give me, why would this open? They give me a lot of trouble, essentially. So these exercises, I had such a great fortnight, the fortnight before. Fantastic, no pain. Basically, I was sweet. And then after I'd done these exercises for a few days, this massive flare-up, and I'm still really hurting. So there's my exercise band. So it hasn't been a good week, frankly. It's been a shocker. But I'm looking forward to next week. I only have one very early morning next week, and that's on Thursday. But apart from that, next week is normal. So very pleased about that because I tend to be able to sleep a bit better when my routine is regular. Also exciting, tomorrow I'm going to my sewing meetup. And I have a sewing meetup once a month with some other Canberra girls. A lot of them are bloggers. And we rent a hall out at one of the local community centres, and we all bring our sewing machines and we sew. And it's kind of funny because, you know, we're trying to have a conversation or something, and then someone will start sewing, brrr, and the conversation has to stop for a while someone does a seam, while I do a seam. Last time I went, I made underpants and I made my husband a t-shirt. I'm not into sewing party dresses at the moment just because I never go to parties, and also I don't like wearing uncomfortable clothes. So if I do sew a dress, it'll be a stretchy dress or underpants or something like a t-shirt, something useful. I sewed a jumper one time, but I also kind of think I knit jumpers, so why bother sewing a jumper? Yeah, so that's me basically. And it's been a kind of short episode, but like I said, haven't got a whole lot of things on the go right now. Just 3. Well, I suppose I still have my other alpaca jumper, but I haven't done that much this week. Or, in fact, at all. I have not done it at all. But it's been on my mind. Anyway, that's about it. Sorry it's been a bit of a short episode, but like I said, I just haven't been doing that much. And yeah, so next time I'll have more to say, I hope. I'll have a bit more time to knit, or at least a bit more time to sleep. And I hope you have a really good week until then. Bye!